Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's terrific. Okay. So tell us about your business and about how you decided to open your store called the B-12 shop.
Okay. So basically, I decided to open the B-12 store out of my own experience with vitamins. Before opening the store, I was an educator. I taught at the college level for 20 years. And then I taught high school for 3.5 years in Fort Lauderdale at St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Best football team in
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, in the U.S.
For years and years and years.
Yes. So I taught there for 3.5 years. And during my time there, it had nothing to do with teaching. I don't know if the teachers would agree, but I was dead tired. Okay, dead tired. And I thought there was something wrong with me, something seriously wrong. So I went to the doctor and he did full blood panel. And it turns out I had serious vitamin deficiency. I had basically no B12 and no D3. So I had all the classic symptoms of deficiency, very fatigued, as I mentioned, brain fog, neuropathy, all of the above. So I started taking pills. Very little change. You know, I continue to take pills, very little change.
Let's go back to 3 years as an educator.
Okay.
Right? So let's talk about it. What did you teach?
I taught literature. And I also taught English for academic purposes. So for instance, international students come from all over the world to the US. And so, for instance, when I taught at University of South Florida, I prepped the international students to enter the university.
When were you teaching there?
I was teaching there in 1999. Actually, 97 to 99.
You were like 18 when you were there.
I was very, very young. Yeah, I started teaching when I was 22, 23. I think I was 23 when I started teaching at USF.
So when did you figure out you wanted to be an educator?
I remember taking some sort of quiz in high school and about, what we liked, what we enjoyed. And I didn't want to be in an office. I knew I didn't want to be in an office. And I knew I wanted to be around people every day. And I loved other cultures and other countries. So I decided I wanted to teach English as a second language. And I loved literature.
At what age was that?
I was probably 16, 17. Yeah.
Tommy, you're listening to this?
Yeah.
And then I went to college for literature. And then I got my master's in linguistics with a specialty in second language acquisition. And then I became a Fulbright fellow in Turkey after USF.
Okay, I'm leaving, Tommy. All right, I gotta go to another place. All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things that we like, we're a small business, and you have your business here, is what motivates people to go into business.
Right.
So we told you that you knew you wanted to be an educator.
Right.
You had that way before you were 16, because that's when it started getting demonstrated.
Right.
Prior to that, when did you say, gee, I have a special talent? Because you must have realized that early on.
That's a tough question. I don't know. I've just always loved working with people. I mean, I started working the first time I was teaching literacy at a homeless shelter. I think I was a freshman in college. And I did that for years. Then I was a tutor for the first recruits for the USF football team. The year that they came before they got on the field, they were recruited and I was their English tutor. So that's when I think I realized I wanted to be a teacher. I loved working with the boys on the football team.
So 20 plus years as an educator.
Yes.
Which must have really started when you were half a dozen years old. You started heading in that direction. So you're a teacher, you're an educator, you're sharing your wisdom with other people, and then you just got fatigued.
Yeah, basically.
And you went to the doc and you said, hey, here's what's going on. So you started taking a bunch of vitamins. And how did you decide what vitamins to take? How did you get that?
Well, at that point, I had B12 and D3 deficiency. So I just took those 2 pills. But as I said, there was very little difference, almost zero. And I went to Sarasota to visit my parents and was walking through the mall there. And I saw the B12 store. And it caught my eye because I was just diagnosed with that exact vitamin. This was 2017. So we walked inside, my husband and I, and they said, well, we do all natural FDA approved vitamin injections. We have a nurse right here. And we thought it was off the wall. We'd never heard of anything like this before. And we went home. We didn't get anything, but we went home and did our research. And after that,
Was it research on the company or research on getting into
on
injection?
getting a B12 injection, on just that. We felt, I mean, it was a super clean store. It's a beautiful store in Sarasota. So we did feel comfortable with them. We just had never heard of getting a vitamin shot before. So we went back the next morning because it's on the way back to Miami. I got a vitamin C, B12, and vitamin D shot.
At that location.
At that location, still there. And I swear to you, it's 4.5 hours from Sarasota to Miami. I felt significantly better by the time we pulled into our driveway for the first time in my life.
So the 3 or 4 injections that you had, and that was vitamin B12?
I had B12, C, and D3.
And those were because of the deficiency you had?
Yes.
And how did you knew that because you had the blood work?
Yes, yes. And most people do get, their yearly physical and they see their vitamin levels. But the interesting thing about B12 is it's water soluble. So it is something that'll naturally boost your energy and your body will absorb what it needs and excretes what it doesn't need. We give such a small dose that you're not going to have an excessive amount of B12 in your system.
Years ago, I would hear people say, gee, I was at the doctor, gave me a shot of B12 and I feel better. All right. I don't hear that too much anymore. All right. I don't know why I don't hear that. Maybe I'm just not tuned into that. But you got your B12, and was it the combination that made you feel better, or could it have been the B12 in and of itself?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely, it could have been just by itself. Yeah.
So, and how did you know, what were you going through? You said, gee, I feel better. I feel different.
Well, I had energy for the first time in months and months and months. I didn't run to coffee. I got out of bed. I was smiling again. I mean, I was severely deficient. And then I continued those shots pretty regularly, once a week for a while. And then through that journey, I said, you know what, I'm going to quit teaching. And I actually left St. Thomas and I just opened the store. And that was it. I'd never been a business owner in my entire life.
So there, you're highly decorated. Congratulations on sharing your wisdom with other people. So you go into the store, you happen to be walking by it, you research, you went back, all right? And you said, listen, I know I'm deficient in these couple areas. You felt really good about it, feeling that you felt better physically. And then you said, all right, I'm changing.
Yeah, yeah.
On our wall up front, I put up on a plaque something my father told me after I graduated college. And he said, what do you want to do? So I said, I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life. He says, Michael, why don't you do whatever you want to do and do the best you can until you don't want to do it anymore, and then go do something else. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So you said, all right, we want to open a store. Right?
Yes.
You and your husband got to that point.
Yes, yes.
What was that process like from the time you said getting the injections to what about opening a store? What was that like?
Well, I'm the kind of person that if I think about something too much, it's never going to happen. So I kind of just made the decision and jumped.
Did he go along?
He did. He was very supportive. He was very, very supportive. He was incredibly supportive, actually. And I just said, we kept, you run the numbers, you run this, you run that. And finally, I just said, are we going to do it or not? Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. If you sit there and analyze, you paralyze. So we just said, leap of faith. Let's just do it.
And at that point, when you made that decision, did you have a location picked out?
Yes, we actually opened in Wellington, Florida. That was 2 years ago.
But when you decided you were going to?
Oh, no. When we decided we wanted to open, we then had to go search for a location. Okay. And at that point in time, the best location that we found in a great community was Wellington, Florida.
Where did you live at that point?
In Aventura.
Okay.
Yeah, in Miami. Wellington, but I really liked the community, and there were no locations in Miami at that point. All of them were packed. I mean, this was pre-COVID. So we started there and I got to learn the business there. But then we learned from Aventura Mall in the summer that, if we wanted a space, it was available. So then we opened the second location in Aventura Mall in September.
September 2020.
This last September. 4 months ago. How many months ago? 5? Okay. 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. So what was that like in the middle of COVID? By the way, folks, there's glass in between us here, right? And we took everybody's temperature. So what was that like saying, here it is in COVID. We're not quite sure when things are going to improve. to say, we're going to go there. We're going to find this place. Tell us, because people want to know your process where you said, we believe there's going to be a better tomorrow.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it was a little bit crazy to open during COVID, but we weren't opening another store where there's already so many of a similar product, for instance. We're also in vitamins, where, as you know, in COVID, people are becoming more aware that they need to boost their immune system. They need to keep their vitamin levels up. I mean, even this is proven through various research studies. Actually, FIU just came out with something this morning that I saw. So we knew that we were opening something that was important for the public right now as well. So that kind of took away our fear of opening a new business.
And you bring up something interesting. With all the conversations with tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people that are out there, we don't hear a lot about those extra things you can do. But yet, if you speak to somebody who's had COVID, they'll tell you what their doctor told them
Exactly,
to do, right?
Exactly.
And so when we're not prescribing anything, but I continue to hear the same things, right?
Right.
Where people say, if this can help with that.
Right.
And certainly there are a lot of people that have had people that were ill, and to take those vitamins, that's the minimum that we can do for ourselves.
Right.
So you decide you're going to open, you start looking in August, July, August, and you open in September.
Open in September, yep.
And Aventura Mall, for you folks that haven't been there, is a city, right?
Yes.
Yes. It is huge.
Yes.
I have a family member that lives on the Circle there. So she moved in there in 1986.
Okay, when it was
one building,
nothing like now, yeah.
I go up there. We used to go to Cheesecake Factory. I think that it's gone now.
No, it's there.
And it's like, oh my goodness, when do they add this whole other part in the back, which is bigger than most of the neighborhood malls in themselves? So you decide to open up inside a mall.
Which is our own neighborhood. And that made it kind of special for us as well, because we get to meet people every single day that are from our community. I mean, we meet people from all over the world. Aventura Mall, as you said, it's more like a country. It's more like its own universe. We meet people from all over, every language you can imagine, every demographic, every age, but we get to meet people from Aventura as well, who become our regular customers.
So, I don't know, 4 years ago, you would hear about these places opening up for the people that got too drunk the night before, and you'd go in and they'd give you some fluids to try to straighten your head out a little bit.
Yes.
So when you heard that, there were oxygen places you could go in.
Yes.
And if you ever had oxygen, that in a few moments, you start feeling better. That's what happens. Right. So when somebody goes to your store, how do you help them along in a decision process about what you do, who does it, and what product they should use?
Okay.
Walk us through that.
So basically, when someone comes in, the nice thing about our store, and I think what makes it a little bit different than a typical vitamin store, is you're going to be greeted by a nurse. We have RNs, we have LPNs. They're passionate about wellness. Many of them have had hospital experience. Some of our nurses have even worked in COVID units. So they're very well versed in healthcare and in people's needs. And so they'll listen. We listen to you and we just say, well, how are you feeling? What are you looking for? And we have people, for instance, coming in who are on statin drugs. So we know right away, let's tell them about CoQ10. They actually usually already know about it. They're just tired of taking the pill. We have people who are suffering from, let's say, hair loss, and we'll suggest biotin. We have others who are looking for just energy or weight loss. So whatever our client's looking for, we'll try to be pointing them in the right direction.
When they come in, you have to ask them a lot of questions, or are they there with a lot of questions themselves?
It totally depends. We have people who walk in who are so well versed. They're like, I've already done it before. I want this, this, and this. I'm from New York. I have a vitamin place up there. I just want this, this, and this. And they know everything. Then we have people who come in who we have to really answer a lot of questions. And we have other people who've done their research and they've come in knowing that they do want to try something, but we do need to walk them in the right direction.
Well, that's great. So they get comfortable with you, and they should have confidence in you, because you're probably the most educated person in the building. So congratulations on that. And your husband knows that too. So let's talk about some of the products that you have available. I think Tommy.
Yeah.
Do you know which ones we're going to put up first here?
Let's see. Yes, so we've got biotin. So we're one of, I think, the few places that offer biotin injections. And so, this is very popular with actually both men and women. I hate to be stereotypical and mention only women, but yes, you'll have, it helps with thicker hair, fuller hair, hair loss, nails, thickening of the nails,
Is that
nail
why that
growth.
shows is
Yes,
that a
exactly.
common?
Exactly. Yes,
Is
yes.
that one of the big uses?
Yes,
Correct.
nails are so popular in Miami. I mean, so popular. And then if you've had a lot of acrylic nails, your nails can get weakened. And so then you have people trying to rejuvenate their nails.
So why should somebody who's thinking about biotin choose a biotin injection instead of a biotin pill?
Well, when you take a pill, any vitamin tablet, you're looking at about 25%. Your body's going to absorb about 25% of whatever the dosage is on the bottle. So when you have an injection, we're going to go in your muscle and in your bloodstream, and you're going to get 100% of the dosage. And it's an active form of the vitamin, so it's going to start working right away. So you're going to see the difference much quicker than a pill. So a lot of people come to us for the biotin injection who are disappointed in the result of the pill. They say, let me try this,
So pills, I don't know, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks for maybe.
Yes, they say about 3 months. For biotin pills, I've heard, 2 or 3 months, you may start to see a result.
Oh my goodness, a little difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
And with the injection, more or less, what
A
does that
few
look
weeks.
like?
It's going to start working the first week, actually the first moment. But a lot of clients come back after, let's say, 2-3 shots with biotin and can really point out the difference. Like, look at the texture of my hair, or, look at my hair growth.
So that's a very nice thing, especially for guys Tommy's age. No, he's got a full head of hair.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
All right, so let's go to the next one.
Okay, so we do have, this is sort of a general slide, but I'll just talk about 2 things on the slide, or maybe 3 things. We do have the Lipotropics series, okay? So Lipotropics are weight loss injections that are given at medical spas and weight loss clinics. But in many places, not all, but in many places, people need to buy a membership. They need to buy into a program where there'll be a dietitian and there'll be various support. And then there are other people who just want to get the shots. They know that they already have a plan that they're working on. They just want the shot. So we offered simply that.
And what does that do? How does that work?
So basically, it's the basic lipotropic is a B-12 shot with a mix of amino acids and L-carnitine, which will boost your metabolism and boost your energy a bit more through the week. So it's a metabolism booster, essentially.
Hey, Tommy, we never know. Maybe that's the boost. Maybe the espresso's out. All right. So when the people go to your store, you're going to have a qualified person give the injections to LPNs, RNs?
Absolutely.
Right.
And we also have a medical director, and we do issue a state of Florida prescription. You cannot get a vitamin injection in Florida without a prescription, and we pay for that. We issue that, and our nurses do a thorough intake to be sure that you're healthy to receive the injection.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And people want to know that, especially nowadays. We have another. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so this is Body Comp. So this is quite popular. It's actually a libido booster. So this one helps with athletic ability as well. So this is probably our most popular shot with gym goers. Okay, so we have a lot of people who, they love working out. They usually would take an amino acid shake, but instead of that, they move over to an amino acid injection.
So this right here, does this work specifically on, that's Robert Asencio right there, a former state representative. Does this work by raising your testosterone?
That will aid in, it'll aid in encouraging testosterone level increase. And so will D3, believe it or not. D3 helps with hormone regulation, and it helps boost men's testosterone levels.
One of the things that we always, your testosterone level, this is this, and people looking for that magic pill.
Right.
And I know it's a combination of things.
Right.
That work like that. Okay. Do we have another one?
Oh, yes. Okay. So a lot of people are asking, who would come in and get a shot? I mean, we don't have any particular demographic, but one group that really does need B12 supplementation are vegans. And we're asked regularly, are our shots vegan friendly? And they are. Because vegans, they don't have meat products, and they essentially don't get any B12. They must supplement.
So I was a vegetarian for years, and then I lost the taste for meat. I just didn't want it. But as soon as I started eating a little bit, it didn't quite taste right. So so now I'm just chicken.
Okay.
Right? But I knew when I returned to eating more meat, I didn't eat chicken then either, that I could feel a different energy level rather than just a vegetarian. I didn't know quite how to eat it correctly, but at the same time, I stopped eating pizza and bread. So all that stuff that would juice you up, sort of went away. So this right here is vegan friendly.
Yes, absolutely.
And do we have another slide?
Oh, yeah, so this is our weight loss injection. So I guess it's important to point out, we have a picture of our vial there, and maybe that's important because people do ask us, where do you get your vitamins? They're all FDA approved. They're compounded in the United States. We buy vitamins mostly from a pharmacy in Los Angeles, California, or from Orlando. We also have a pharmacy right here in Miami that we buy from. So they're all compounded in the US. And you could never access these, on Amazon or I don't know, Google and order them online. They are from a medical pharmacy, and they're the highest quality that you can buy.
And people obviously they want to make sure that it's right, right?
Right.
And when they walk into your store, what are they going to see?
Well, they can ask, we do have some doctors. We have several clients who are doctors, and they ask to, see the vials, or ask what pharmacy we get them from and do their own research. And we love that. We absolutely love that because we can stand behind the vitamins that we're giving.
There's a whole group of people that want to have some facts, right? And the facts stand by themselves, and you can either assume that they're correct and you believe in it, or you just say, here are the facts that are there, and you can place your own judgment on it, whether or not the information that's given is accurate. In this case, people can do all their research about the B12 stores, right? You have a website that asks you a bunch of questions on there, right? And what is the address for the website?
Yeah, so the website is www.theb12stores.com. And we actually just rebranded the website. So people can actually make an appointment online, fill out their initial paperwork online, which will cut their time in half in the store. You don't actually need an appointment though. It is in and out. It's an in and out, quick, convenient process.
So when somebody goes in and you made it, you're talking with them and you figure, okay, between you and the client, they want some certain type of vitamin injections. You have a physician that's going to go ahead and write the prescription for it. And then a registered nurse or an LPN is going to
administer it,
right?
Yes.
And I see there are a lot of firemen giving injections nowadays. So, so somebody that's wondering whether they should do injections or just pills, what would you suggest for them to do?
I mean, for me, I would say injections because it changed my own health, my own life. But I mean, just ask all of our clients. We have thousands of clients, thousands. If you look at all the B12 stores, we're growing rapidly. We have 3 stores that just opened in Texas. Atlanta just opened. We have 3 in Atlanta. 1 opened, I think, 2 weeks ago in Perimeter Mall. We're all across Florida. So we just opened in Puerto Rico, Mall of San Juan. So basically, the numbers and the popularity don't lie. People are truly feeling a difference as compared to pills.
And so somebody could go online and say, what's the difference between an injection for B12 and a vitamin B12?
Yes.
And they're going to get that information.
Absolutely.
And they can go to some authorities on it.
Absolutely. In fact, Harvard Medical Review has a wonderful article on B12 shots and how they work. So, yeah.
And so what would the average person that walks in, what do they want?
Energy. I would say the average person who walks in is honestly tired. People of all ages, by the way. You would think it would be people in their 40s. But no, I mean, students who are, studying a lot. Moms is they're a big group. Okay. Tired moms, people who are working people, older people. We have clients from 16 to 93, I think, is my oldest client in Palm Beach County.
Well, one of the things that's happened to a lot of people from last March to now, we have a better understanding of our spouses and our friends' positions and their responsibilities.
Mhm.
And you think about all the moms and maybe dads that stayed home a
Mhm.
long time with the kids all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? All the time. And now I know why there's schools, to give the parents a chance to, to recover. So somebody can call you, all right,
Mhm.
when you want to give out your phone number.
I would love to give our phone number.
Right.
It's coming.
All right.
Yeah.
Here it is up there. All right. Oh, so they go to the B12stores.com.
Yes.
And they can find you.
Yeah. So it's 305-491-9211. So that's our direct phone number to the Aventura B12 store.
Gloria Burns, she says she's going to check it out.
I like that.
And she wants to know if there are any stores coming any farther south.
Not at the moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Gloria,
not at the moment.
Aventura Mall, right? B12 store, all right?
But remember, Aventura Mall's a destination.
That's a barrier mark, all right?
Yeah, it's a destination. You can go up to Aventura Mall and really spend the whole afternoon and find great food, great stores. It's a fun place to go.
And I'm still amazed at how beautiful Aventura is after all these years, and the developers and the city administration, the Aventura Marketing Council, of which we're a big supporter of the Marketing Council. Elaine Adler, say hello to you and thank you for everything. And we've been working with the Marketing Council for Elaine, I think it's 25 years or 30 years. Right. It's a strong organization, and if you're a member, right, participate. Oh, there's David Singer. Oh my goodness, former councilman down south, right? Troublemaker, we call him. So if you're not involved,
we are. We're members.
Get involved,
we
right?
are.
And be active in that. And there's a strong group. And now that the process of staying at home is nearing the end is near. The new life that we're each going to have. By the way, I had my second injection today, so I'm feeling particularly.
Oh wonderful. Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, it is. It is a feeling of. I'm not at a relief point, but it's a transitioning right now. I could sort of feel it.
Oh wow!
From like last time when I got the first one, I sat there and I cried for a few minutes because the enormous stress that is on all of us, each one of us, where we wear masks. And we are divided like this, and we're afraid to touch people. That is going to pass, hopefully by summer, or certainly by the fall. So when folks are tired, part of it is take a look at yourself, see where you're at, walk by, go to the Aventura Mall, walk in the door, tell them, hey, this is what I'm feeling, and you can have
exactly.
They could see you.
Possibly. I'm between Palm Beach and here. But I am in, and my husband, Mark, is usually there. But regardless, we have a fantastic group of nurses. Whoever is there, they'll have excellent service.
And we're glad that you're active in the Aventura Marketing Council. Great organization. And we recognize there's this greater emphasis on health, probably more than in the last 10 or 15 years. And we see that where people are taking more in command of themselves and they're more aware of how we interact with each other. So we're delighted that you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And you're an extraordinary person. And what we'd like to do, there's some little boy, some little girl between the ages of 17 and 50, all right, that's looking at you right now and say, this lady has done so much in your life. So what I'd like you to do is talk to a young person right there and talk to them about their future right there.
Well, I guess like we talked about earlier, I mean, just whatever you like to do, just really analyze what your passions are, what you enjoy doing, and then just pursue those dreams and they'll work out. And don't overthink it. Just jump. That's
wonderful. And as Nike says, just do it. So congratulations on you and your husband on just doing it. Thank you. Again, our guest today is Mary Karatal, all right, with the B12 stores, all right, in Aventura Mall. Thank you very much for being here. It's our pleasure, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and for sharing your teaching and your education with our children. Again, thanks for being here. And Tommy, thank you very much for producing the show. Again, this is Live with the Miami Community News. Have a